thinking. I'm thinking. It's all. After an entire day of sunshine, the rain now just starting to drizzle down here at Starfire Stadium in Tukwila, Washington, where tonight Seattle Sounders FC2 will play host to Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City, a club that's 3-1 and second in the Western Conference standings. Good evening, everyone. Delighted to have you join us here. I'm Andrew Harvey, and alongside me tonight, Aaron Heinzen. Aaron, this should be a great match.
Should be fantastic, Andrew. Real Monarchs coming in with a lot of experience and a lot of talent. S2 just off a win down in Los Angeles, so looking to get a second one in a row. Should be a very exciting game tonight.
Absolutely. S2 split a pair of road decisions last week. The win in LA offset by a 3-0 loss up in Vancouver, but one of the heroes of that LA game, Felix Chenkum, getting the start tonight for S2.
Cameroonian Felix Chenkum, first game against Los Angeles, gets a goal. Huge one for him. Talked to Ezra yesterday about this guy from Cameroon, kind of making that adjustment over in the United States, getting the language down, all that kind of stuff. So we didn't see him at the very beginning, but first game, one goal, great start. Ezra and the team are very, very excited about him and what he can bring to the field and the team tonight.
Well, the Real Monarchs are a team who offensively get it done by committee. They are second in the West, but have only had 2 players score 2 goals. Everyone else, a host of ones. And one of those men who's still looking for his first goal of the season, Daniel Haber, but he's still dangerous, Aaron.
Daniel Haber, FC Whitecaps too. They know him from last year. Now with the Real Monarchs, Toronto native. Very, very cagey, great player out on the wing. Can cause them a lot of problems. He scored 7 goals last season and certainly knows the Sounders too quite well from his time up in Vancouver. Look to him to be very, very effective for Real tonight.
Well, no shortage of weapons for the Real Monarchs, but they will be without one. Charles Adams picked up a very late 91st minute second yellow card last week in Real's first loss to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and he was leading the team in assists, so kind of some maybe problems in distribution this evening.
Yeah, certainly a tough loss. He does all the set pieces, takes their corner kicks, so consistent guy, player in the midfield, brought a lot of consistency for them, but he's gone. They know they had to do it. They've had a week to deal with it, so they'll be ready, and of course they're bringing in some experience to fill in for him.
And then of course one of the other big stories off this Real Monarchs team so far this season is that ordinarily we think the USL is a place to evaluate and produce player talent, but it can also happen on the coaching side. Mike Petke, who began the season as Real Monarchs head coach, now the head coach of Real Salt Lake after Jeff Cassar was fired, leaving Mark Briggs in charge of the Monarchs tonight.
Yeah, exciting opportunity for Mike Petke to move up with the first team. Mark Briggs had his first game last week at Colorado, got the loss, but the team still looked really good, and I think you could argue if you watch the game, they probably should have come away with the win, but Briggs on the road again tonight. Knows he has a talented team, knows they have a lot of MLS experience on their roster, so should be looking for a victory.
Aaron, when you think about that MLS experience, how might that affect the way that the game is played out there on the pitch tonight?
Well, certainly these guys know what to expect away from home, and they'll be ready for a tough match with S2 coming off a win themselves.
Well, we'll keep our eyes on all of that for you. An exciting match coming up from here at Starfire Stadium. Don't go away.
raise the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Growing up in Chicago, I think the oceans weren't something that was really on our minds because we were so far from both oceans. But I think as I've grown up and learned more about it and then moving out here, you know, it's something that's really important to the environment. And I think there's little things that everyone can do to help that. About not using unnecessary plastic, you know, doing what you can in little ways to help the environment. And that'll go a long way to help in the oceans and help people, you know, in the future.
El mar es muy importante para nuestra vida y para los niños de nosotros. Tenemos que cuidar el mar, tomar acción y somos más fuertes cuando trabajamos juntos.
I think this is something that's important for all of us to take action on, and I think it's strongest if we're all able to do this together as one team and try to help the environment.
We are back here at Starfire Stadium, seconds away from the opening kick, and let's take a look at the starting lineups. Our Real Monarchs come out in a 4-2-3-1, and Aaron, when you take a look, what do you see?
Well, you take a look at Nick Beasler, of course, the captain of the team. Take a look at those center backs as well. Both those guys played at the University of Washington. Michael Gallagher and James Moberg, they know this area. And, of course, Chandler Hoffman up top, always a threat. Plenty of Major League Soccer experience from him as well.
Taking a look at the S2 side of the equation, also coming out in a 4-2-3-1, and real danger on the wings from S2.
David Olson, and an exciting young talent, Shandon Hopiao, Hawaii kid, getting the start tonight. Always an exciting player, and of course, the consistency there in the midfield of Ray Sari and Francisco Narbone, both who are starting to gel together and keep this team an exciting team that keeps the ball and controls the tempo. So good to see those guys in the midfield again for S2.
Well, an interesting stylistic matchup. Your referee for tonight, Ekaterina Koroleva, assistant Seth Martin and Chad Stewart, and the fourth official is Mike Hohenholtz, and they will have to keep their eyes on more than just the pitch, Aaron, as we've been told that a lightning warning is in effect.
Yeah, you never know. Hopefully that stays away. Nothing like starting a game, running around, and then 5 minutes into it have to get off the field. So hopefully the weather cooperates. It's been rain and sunshine around here all day.
The old adage about the Pacific Northwest, if you're unhappy about the weather, wait 5 minutes and you'll probably have something different on your hands. S2 tonight in those white jerseys will be moving from left to right here on your screen in the first half. And this is a Real Monarchs team that blazing hot start to the season, 3 wins in a row, including a 5-3 gunslingers battle against Reno 1868. And I believe it was 5 different goal scorers in that match for the Monarchs as well. So, like we said, they know how to get it done, as that is Felix Chankum putting the first ball in play, and away we go here at Starfire Stadium.
So important for S2 to keep this consistency that they've built. Big win away in LA. Can they get another one here? And of course, #1 San Antonio coming to town next Tuesday. So 2 tough matches in a row for these guys.
Rodrigue LA, one of the 2 Cameroonians on this team. Chankum the striker, the other up top. Turnover there in the midfield, and one back to Brian Nanasinkum. Nanasinkum puts it out of play off of Jordan Allen. And after a moment's hesitation, the throw-in awarded to Real Monarchs. So here's Matt Lachowecki. Short little throw. Ball put into space here, headed down by Francisco Narbone. Sam Rogers back to Tyler Miller. Pressure up top. And a huge clearance going back the other way. S2 settles shy of midfield. They'll work the ball back. And Rogers don't see many mistakes out of the Academy center back. They have a lot of confidence in him, making his 5th start for S2 this season.
Yeah, he's been very consistent so far. It's one of the problems last year is S2 would put in great moments, but they would just have these lapses where they would give up goals and essentially be out of the game. And Sam, young player coming in and being able to fill in that position, is very, very talented.
And you see there another risky back pass. That one dealt with by Lalo Fernandez. L. Applying pressure here is Daniel Haber. And Tyler Miller distributes out to the left side. Rogers pressing forward. Going to try to go over the top to David Olson. Olson going to get a touch on it, goes for a shot, and the rebound spilled by Fernandez, but he's quick to clean up his own mistake.
Great effort there as Shandon Hopiao operate on the left-hand side. Just brings the ball down well. Gets a nice touch on it, too. It's a good shot. Tough to control there for Lalo Fernandez.
Hernandez tries to get that ball ahead to Haber. It's knocked away and settles back with Gallagher. Lachwecki. Beasler. Hernandez. One away by Lorenzo Ramos, who comes up hopping for a second. Monarchs will send it back. Steven Sonny Sunday, the 28-year-old, getting a start here at defensive midfield, and he's signed to an RSL first-team contract. Picked up an ankle sprain at the end of January and just kind of now coming out of that.
Yeah, 15 appearances last year for Real Salt Lake and another 4 this season, so just getting a run in before he probably heads back with the first team.
Now Sinkham's first touch gets away from him.
Nice consistency and leadership in the midfield there for Real Monarchs.
A lot of veteran players on this team. And a pair of UW center backs, as you pointed out. The obvious connection there. Craig Weibel, RSL general manager. And strong connections to a program that's produced a lot of very good soccer talent.
Yeah, Craig Weibel always gets mentioned when Real Monarchs are in town. Of course, local legend. Had a great career. Was at Houston, San Jose. Won a lot of titles, Craig, and now general manager at RSL. Pretty exciting. Continuing following his career.
Riley Grant back in at left back this week after Nuhu Tolo played that position and scored against LA. And the ball back to Miller.
Yeah, every game we see Nuhu Tolo take 1 or 2 shots from probably 35 yards out, and this time he got in closer and put it in the back of the net. Pretty exciting for him to get his first goal.
Can do a world of confidence for a player. And here's a man who has some of that confidence himself as Felix Chankum applies pressure to Gallagher. Forces the pass back to Fernandez.
It's exactly what you want from your forwards, putting that pressure on the back line. Just making those center backs a little uneasy.
Ball over to Moberg. Comes up to Kyle Karinga. Hernandez. Haber settles underneath it and drops it back to the near side. And the ball lost out of play, that time off the foot of Jordan Allen. Felix Chankum, a physical presence, but I think he's going to have some physicality coming back the other way with Michael Gallagher. Sunday has the ball and is past midfield. And the rebound comes to Knott.
Nice step there by Francisco Narbone. Both he and Ray Sari had very solid games down in LA. Sari actually picked up both assists. That second one to Nuhu Tolo was a wonderful long ball over the top.
Those defensive midfielders so important in the way the Seattle Sounders organization plays this 4-2-3-1 from the highest level down to the academies. And that pass goes out of play just past midfield.
This is a good start from S2. Look like they've settled into the game well, and controlling possession at the moment. Just need to create a little something more. One shot from Shandon so far.
And the rain starting to pick up once more. right around the 6 minutes. So like we said, 5-minute intervals. It will be on and off all game. That's Nanasinkum. He's going to try to float one over the top towards Olsen. Olsen brings it down, but cannot turn it. Ball cut back to Fernandez. Ball over the top. Haber gives chase. And he's run off the ball by L. Schenken was offside, so he'll let the ball go over his head. Now we'll close in on it. The flag is up. They wound up calling the offside on Schenken after he turned. I think technically no one ever actually touched the ball, so the offside offense was still on the book.
Interesting moment, though. I think both Lalo Fernandez and Moberg were waiting, and the flag didn't go up till after Katarina's whistle.
Fernandez set to send the ball downfield, waving everybody forward, and now goes on the ground to Gallagher. Lashwecki. Lashwecki looking to pick out Haber. L cuts it out, shields off Haber, and draws a foul. Rodrigue L, we talked about one of the other Cameroonians, and S2 has had some success with Cameroonian defenders. Tolo scoring the goal last week, signing a first-team contract this year, and really kind of establishing a strong connection between Rainbow FC Bamenda, the club all three came from, and S2.
Of course, Marco Shong from last year provided some really great talent for S2. He's since moved on, but Rodrigue L getting his shot now.
Rain really picking up now as Miller sends this ball away. Header won over Chankum by Nick Beasler. Narbonne. Long ball forward from Rogers, and Lorenzo Ramos is also offside.
It's a good look from Rogers. Lorenzo had just started his run a little too high behind Lakwecki. Nice vision from him, though.
Gallagher. Fernandez, Chankum going to come apply pressure. Another long ball over the top. Haber and L settle up. And the flag up for offside on Daniel Haber now. But already it looks like this could be a very enticing battle to watch between L and Haber all night long.
Looks like, yeah, Chandler Hoffman, the one up there in between L. Lots of experience, 16 goals last year in Louisville. It's going to be a real threat. It's got 2 so far this season. One against Phoenix was the game winner. One in that shootout, as you mentioned before, Andrew, in Reno.
Hopia wins a deep throw in into Chankum. Cleared away momentarily. Sorry. Heads out the left side towards Riley Grant. The ball gets away from him. And bounces out of play on the far side. It'll be an S2 throw. Ball into Sari. Thought about the switch. Drops back to Rogers. Pass is intercepted, but cannot be controlled on the far side. And Grant surveys his options. David Olson. Grant up to Chankum. And turned over once more. Looks like those first touches just a little bit too big from both sides at the moment. A lot of turnovers through the midfield.
Yeah, early on in games, players just still trying to get their feet underneath them. It certainly needs to be cleaned up, as you mentioned, Andrew, from both teams.
Long ball will roll down the far touchline. Moberg gives chase inside to Fernandez. Chankum's right in his face. Fernandez has to get rid of it quickly. Goes up to Hernandez. Narbonne does battle for it. Settled by Hernandez. And plucked away by Ray Sari once more.
It's well done by Sari. Winning that ball back.
L tries a chip through ball. It reaches Chankum and is headed away. Hernandez back into the middle. Moberg has to go for the home run clearance. Sam Rogers settles underneath it. Heads it back to Tyler Miller, but it didn't exactly look like that was the plan as that ball dropped in.
I think he was trying to knock it back to Tyler Miller just as he was about to. The sun comes out and was kind of in his face, but Miller was able to get there.
It's with Rogers now. He'll go across to L. S2 content to knock it back and forth, see if they can draw the Monarchs forward. Having a little more success now. Chandler Hoffman comes up. Miller goes long, looking for Grant. And it's headed away from him and out of play by Kyle Karinga.
That's one of those situations S2 just need to be careful there. They did it right. They were patient, but they ran out of ideas. They need something from somebody in the midfield. Don't want to be going back to your goalkeeper, Tyler Miller, with that pressure.
Hard contact there from Moberg on the back of Olsen. Here's another look.
Yeah, Moberg's just late, catches him in the back. Just gets a warning.
An immediate apology. Sorry goes on the ground and wrong foots Francisco Narbonne, who wasn't expecting it. Ramos still fights his way onto it and forces the temporary clearance from Lakwecki. Nana Sinkum set to take the throw. Back to Sari. Rogers. Pressing forward now. Holds onto it through a tackle. Can't keep it through the second one. Real Monarchs have a chance on the counter. Out wide for Hoffman. Hoffman goes to switch. Looking for a streaking Jordan Allen, who has his foot way up in the air, right around the head of Brian Nanasinkum, and is whistled for the foul.
That's a good call from Corleva, just jumping right towards the face of Rodriguez. It's a good ball. But again, all this started Sam Rogers bringing the ball up. The right idea, but just kind of gets caught in what he wants to do. Last thing the coach wants to see is our center back going forward and losing possession while everybody else is trying to create a run for him.
Sunday down to Lakwecki. Gallagher. Over to Moberg. Karinga. And Karinga back to Fernandez. Fernandez has to come well out of his goal to chase this down. And you see here, S2 also hesitant to get themselves be drawn forward. Both these teams have quite the ability to connect on the long ball over the top. Gallagher. Chested down by Allen. Lakwecki settles underneath it. Allen flicks it on. Was hoping that Hoffman would read his mind and make that run off the back of Rodriguez L. No such luck. 15 minutes here at Starfire Stadium. Both teams still kind of in the feeling each other out phase of the game.
That's right. Both teams will start to see stuff pick up here. Pressure gets applied. Pace will get going, and these guys will want to start to put a dent in the back line.
Ball stays in play after the clearance. And now the assistant referee on the near sideline rules that it completely crossed while in the air. Nanasinkum throws in for Sari. Rogers. Sari. Sari looks to go over the top. And a foul committed this time by David Olsen. Ball put in play. Jordan Allen giving chase. Nanasinkum is also there. Touches it down. Jordan Allen runs into the area, falls down. And the referee waves for play to continue. Nanasinkum goes up the sideline. Felix Chankum's dropped way back to try to fight his way onto this, doing battle with Hernandez. Now it's Gallagher.
Well, other than the shot from Shandon Hopial, that's the first big note of the game right there.
This ball gets over the top and will be too long on the far side for Daniel Haber.
See if we can take another look at that. Katarina Koroleva was right there on it, so she whistled nothing. Tough touch there from Nanasinkum. Allen is in. Question is, does Rodriguez L get any of the ball? She seemed to think it was no foul. A close one. I'm not 100% convinced that he touched the ball.
S2 perhaps a little bit fortunate here in the early goings of this match. Rodriguez L pulls that ball around, asks for a foul, and is a little bit lucky that it's given. If that whistle hadn't gone, Jordan Allen was right there.
Really good composure from L, but still kind of playing dangerously there.
Now Miller will come up to send this ball along.
You can see Tyler Miller telling his players, let's pick things up here as the captain. Looks like Real Monarchs are just starting to win the individual battles just a little bit.
Booming kick from Miller to the far side. Grant tries to get underneath it, won't reach it. The ball kept in play. Hernandez takes a big touch, and it gets away from him, goes to Sam Rogers. Miller, of course, made his pro debut for the Sounders on his birthday against Real Salt Lake last season. It's not often that you think of a 24-year-old as being the man you rely on to provide a steady veteran presence, but for S2, with youth being the main feature, he's the man in charge. Felix Chankum was whistled for offside. Sunday rolls the ball forward and is set to kick it away. Goes square on the ground for Gallagher. Lakwecki. Lakwecki serves in a cross. Knocked away from Haber. And only as clear as Nick Beasler. Ball over the top. Hoffman still ruled onside. He tries to chip Miller and puts it over the bar.
You can see Tyler Miller is really upset at Sorry. He tries a back heel in a dangerous area. And it pops kindly to Hoffman. Can't convert. First corner of the match here. This is where we'll see how much Real Monarchs will miss Charles Adams. Looks like Jose Hernandez is going to take it.
Hernandez will send in the ball from the right side.
Former Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, Hernandez from UCLA.
A lot of movement in the box. Daniel Haber awaits atop the 18 for a potential rebound. An outswinger from Hernandez to the far post over everyone's head. And a foul in the box.
I think they're saying that one went out across the line.
So once again, the lack of distribution from Adams, potentially a real game changer today. Long throw flicked on by Hoffman. L gives chase. Goes back to Miller. Hernandez closes in. Miller goes long, looking for Lorenzo Ramos. Ball knocked out of play. Nanasinkum will take the throw. Thrown into Olsen. Sorry absorbs pressure on the back from Steven Sunny Sunday and draws the foul. And now Ekaterina Koroleva wants a word with Sunny. Free kick for S2 upcoming.
Just giving him a little bit of a warning. Again, Sorry kind of just caught on the ball a little bit too long there. Looked like he was going to switch the play, then changed his mind and didn't see Sunday coming in behind him.
L, Chankum, Ramos, Nanasinkum. Nanasinkum chips over the top. Chankum tries to get there, headed away by Gallagher and flicked on by Lakwecki.
Good idea from Nanasinkum, almost got away with it.
And Rodriguez L puts that ball in the touch rather than risk another one-on-one with Chandler Hoffman.
Just a moment in the game where S2, they started really bright first 10 minutes, and now they've kind of dropped off for whatever reason. They need to regain that urgency.
L goes for the long volley. Chankum giving chase. Headed down by Gallagher. One away by Olsen. Ramos. And Ramos's first touch turns it over once more. Hoffman to Allen. Allen swings it into the middle. Haber chests it down, and it's touched away by Grant.
Nicely tracked by Riley Grant.
Nana Sinkum. Shankum gives chase. Gallagher goes over the top, and the ball played away by Lakwecki. And now a foul on the far side as Kyle Karinga pulled down by Shannon Hopiau if they both went for a ball in the air. Karinga slowed to his feet.
Yeah, it looks like Karinga just took Hopiau's arm across the face. Can't feel too good, but looks like he'll be okay. Real Monarchs work their way into this game. Now look a little more comfortable than S2 at the moment.
Lakwecki down the left side. Goes inside for Grant. Pardon me, Allen now to the end line. And he does battle with L. It will be another corner kick for Real Monarchs.
Nice work by Jordan Allen. Homegrown player for Real. Also on the first team.
Hernandez goes short. Allen comes outside. And Sari draws the foul. Well read once again by Ray Sari.
Yeah, he saw that coming right away. Took off. Made the interceptions. Good work and draws the foul. S2 just need to get a hold of the ball a little bit more, add some possession, Andrew. See if they can't trouble that back line some more.
So far, most of their ventures downfield seem to have resulted in unforced turnovers. Here's a long ball over the top. Lalo Fernandez will grab it off a single bounce. And now blasted going the other way. Haber settles underneath it, as does Grant. It goes over both of them and into touch for an S2 throw-in. And when you take a look at the sort of struggles of S2 right now, does it feel like it's a field vision issue, or the pass is just not there?
Well, I think at the moment, Real Monarchs are just doing a great job of breaking things up, playing physical. Shankum hasn't got on the ball too often. Now there's Ramos. Seen one shot from Hopiau so far. Midfield still probing with those passes, but players up top just have to hold the ball a little bit longer so they can build and see if they can get something into the 18-yard box.
Free kick opportunity for S2. Rogers goes for a short chip up to Chankum. Chankum boxing out Moberg there. Sonny comes in and wins it away. Chankum fights off a trio of defenders, gets the ball away. Now it's rolled forward for Hopiau. Kyle Karinga tried to play it off Hopiau into touch. It stays in.
And that was better from Shankum. But you could see how quickly the Monarchs are surrounding him. 3-4 guys on you right away. Just going to have to move the ball just a little bit quicker.
Grant back to L. Rogers. Narbonne. And one away by Hoffman. Beasler looking to spring a counter. Goes up to Hernandez. He and Sari do battle now. And Ray Sari puts in a shoulder. That's enough for the referee to blow the whistle and award a foul. And now a little extracurricular activity.
Well, Sari just got to be a little bit frustrated. It might have been called for the foul right there, or the arm across the body. For a moment, it looked like just two guys going for it, but Katarina explaining to Ray Sari what she saw. He'll certainly be arguing it was just both of them. Hernandez was doing it as well, but probably a fair call.
Sonny set to take the free kick. Goes on the ground toward the 18, spun by Jordan Allen and poked away by Rodrigue L. Up with Chankum, and he forces Nick Beasler to put the ball out of play.
Jordan Allen is just a hair's breadth away from getting inside and getting a big chance.
Clever pass there from Ramos to Chankum, and Chankum drew a foul, went down before losing that ball. And there's a little bit more of that connection, the chemistry that S2 have been looking for. Finally starting to show itself here in the 27th minute. Now a dangerous opportunity for a free kick.
And that's just good physical play from Felix Chankum. Had to fight his way through it, won the 50-50 battle, and drew a foul. Just to see what they can do here.
Ray Sorry will send this kick in. Sam Rogers goes forward, as does Rodriguez. Some more height up front for S2. Low driving kick, headed up in the air by Chenkum. Lalo Fernandez goes up, Rogers heads it, and it's cleared off the line. Headed back in by L. A header from Allen, and a header clearance. That time, I believe, from Kyle Karinga, who is down in the box after contact from L. You take a look at this. The ball just drives in. Great header from Rogers. And it is Nick Beasler tracking back, younger brother of Matt Beasler from Sporting Kansas City, who is currently a massive hero in the eyes of Real Monarchs fans.
Oh, it's great anticipation from Nick Beasler. He sees Lalo Fernandez isn't going to get to that. Runs straight back to the goal and is able to clear it off the line. That was a huge opportunity there for S2. Felix Chenkum picks up a yellow card in the end of that. Got one last week too in LA. But just showing that he's not afraid of mixing it up in there against those center backs. Excellent work, though, from Beasler.
Well, a heart in the throat moment, but maybe some instant offense will increase the confidence of S2. Now a long ball over the top. It falls down for Haber. Flag stays down. Haber trying to spin, shoots, and straight into the hands of Miller.
Nice turn from Haber. That's what he can do. Gets in those positions. That shot was never going to bother Tyler Miller, but good work from Daniel Haber to get in that position.
David Olson tracks inside, goes down. Karinga, Beasler, up to Hernandez. Hernandez doing battle with Sari, has Hoffman to his inside. Hard tackle from Sam Rogers, but a clean one.
Great tackle from Sam Rogers. Pass might have been a little bit, put Francisco Narbonne in a tough spot, but he does well.
He's back with Rogers now. And tackled away from Riley Grant.
Very tough to do, actually. Rogers times that perfectly, just steps right in. Doesn't have to go down. Excellent tackle. This game is picked up. A little more life in both teams.
Mober goes up top to Karinga. You can see even the players just moving more quickly now. The adrenaline kicking in. Gallagher back to Mober. And both teams are just going to wait and try to stretch each other out. Near side for Lakwecki. Lakwecki with room to run. Rolls one forward for Allen. Allen gives chase. Gets to the ball. And the assistant referee saying the ball went into touch. A throw-in for S2.
Oh, Brian Nanasinkum, the right backs, just having a chat with Lorenzo Ramos, saying maybe he was a little too far inside. You can see Lakwecki so easily picks that up. And now it's 2v1 with Jordan Allen and Max Lakwecki on Nanasinkum, and there's nothing he can do. Just outnumbered. S2 just tighten things up a little bit there.
Nanasinkum will basically take this throw in from his own corner flag. And that one slipped out of his hands, and he'll be whistled for an illegal throw.
That's
one of the perils of a wet ball, you don't see that happen too often. But now an unconventional turnover in a dangerous part of the field. Lakwecki will dry off the ball before he makes his attempt. Thrown into Hernandez. Back to Lakwecki. Hernandez retreats, goes back to Sonny. Lakwecki chips it to Sonny. Lakwecki. And it will be another Monarchs throw. Thrown to Allen. On the ground to Hernandez. Tackled away by Sari. Sari into the middle for Shannon Hopio. And Hopio has some space. He's turned around by Nick Beasler, and there's a pretty apparent jersey tug there. No call from the referee.
Well, Hopio wasn't breaking away from him. He'd already turned. Referee lets him play on.
Great turn from Chenkum. Chenkum tries to go on the ground to Olsen. It's just an inch too far outside. And a great tackle from Hopio. Ramos, sorry. Has Grant moving up the left side. Now picks him out. Riley Grant, defended by Karinga. Inside for Hopio. Cut back to Grant. Grant across. Ball on the ground and fanned wide of the net by Lorenzo Ramos.
And that's how Felix Chenkum scored his goal last week in Los Angeles.
Pardon me, it was Chenkum on the end of it. And you see it there just streaking in on the backside. And well-timed body defense there coming from number 47. Max Lakwecki, the left back.
Now, Lakwecki had to be there, put some pressure on him, but excellent work from Felix Chenkum. Just cuts inside, just has to get that on goal, but couldn't quite reach it. And this entire attack started when Ray Sari won the ball back by the Sounders' defensive third, by just right in front of their 18-yard box. That's got to be his 4th or 5th interception tonight so far for the midfielder. And, of course, Shannon Hopiau's tackle. Good work defensively from S2 to get themselves more opportunities.
Ball put in play by Moberg. He surveys the field. Tries to go down the line. Headed on by Sonny. Haber gives chase, has Hoffman inside, and cannot direct his cross into a dangerous position. It looks like Rodrigue L might have taken a bit of follow-through on that ball in. The deflection leads to another Real Monarchs corner. 34th minute. Hernandez ready to send this one in from the right corner. Very tight formation inside the 18. Ball over the top. Falls down. Beasler takes a touch, shoots on the left, and it's just over the bar. As Nick Beasler tees himself up, but cannot put it away.
Oh, fantastic attempt here from Nick Beasler. Just brings this ball down. Nice work to get it over Narbonne. Just a little high. A huge opportunity for the midfielder.
Has a visual similarity to a goal that Aaron Kovar scored for the senior team against DC United last year.
Beasler, of course, no stranger to the Northwest. Was with T2 last season. Former Notre Dame player.
Ball forward from Haber. Hernandez on the end of it, cuts it back, rolls it inside for Allen. Allen goes down, and it will be a penalty. Well, the first one was questionable, but there's not too much in doubt about that one. Rodrigue L making contact in the box.
That's great work from Jose Hernandez. Just cuts this across. You can see L reaching for it. Doesn't get any of the ball, but connects with Allen. Well, one interesting point here, though, is Allen never actually touches the ball either, and doesn't have a scoring opportunity off of that. But, of course, it is a foul. So huge chance here for Real Monarchs. Jose Hernandez filling in very well, by the way, for Sebastian Velasquez, who's not with the team. He has been tremendous this season for them.
Miller's already saved one penalty kick for S2. Now he faces off against Chandler Hoffman, and Hoffman goes left. Miller goes the other way, and in the 35th minute, the Real Monarchs are on top 1-0 here at Starfire Stadium.
Well taken penalty kick from the experienced Hoffman. Easily slots that one away for his 3rd goal of the season. Take a look at it again.
Miller, talented at stopping penalties, but just gets the wrong read off Hoffman there. Good misdirection and an easy, powerful finish. Has put the visitors on top. S2 with 10 minutes to equalize before the break, and this one blown away by Lakwecki. Lakwecki still on the ball. Left-footed shot, and that one fans wide of the net. Did Miller get a touch to it? He did not. A goal kick.
Great eye from Tyler Miller. What a run by Max Lakwecki, and that's just it. Restart right there. Just giving up a goal. Lakwecki gets all the way through. S2 just kind of have to reset themselves. Make sure they concentrate, get right back in this game.
Narbonne, Nanasinkum. Ramos, ball one away by Beasler. One back by Narbonne and rolled through to Shannon Hopiau. Hopiau has passed everyone into the area. A left-footed shot, and Lalo Fernandez gets in front of it once more.
Tremendous ball by Narbonne to see the run of Hopiau. Just lets this ball glide past him and puts himself a little bit wide. Never had enough power on the shot to beat Fernandez. Great ball, though, from Narbonne. yeah, 18 years old. If he just still coming into his game, if he gets a touch earlier, keeps it central, keeps his options open so he has both sides of the goal. Not this time, but it's a great run from him. What a ball from Narbonne.
Lakwecki up the near sideline to Allen. Tackled away by Nanasinkum for a Monarchs throw.
Allen has been the man of the match for me so far for the Monarchs. All kinds of trouble over there for Nanasinkum, who is a very experienced defender.
Thrown over the top to Hernandez. L loses his footing. Hoffman gives chase down along the end as it's shepherded out by Ray Sari. Tyler Miller will take another goal kick.
There he is, filling in again. Ray Sari coming from that central midfield spot to help out defensively on the right-hand side. You're saying, Andrew, Tyler Miller, he stopped a penalty here just a couple weeks ago. One that he actually caused, but great work from him. And, of course, we know his story from last year you were talking about on his debut with that shootout win over Real Salt Lake. He was an excellent penalty stopper, but Chandler Hoffman got the better of him that time.
Aaron, is there, and actually, obviously, it's always frustrating to be down going into the break as that ball is tackled away by Sari. Is there extra frustration when it's a penalty kick? As Chankum goes down, he's looking for a whistle. He's going to get it as there's contact off the ball. James Moberg protests his innocence, but now a free kick for S2 here in the 39th minute.
Well, again, Chankum just looking, trying to play the ball. Not Moberg's just trying to cut off his run, but gets too much of him. It's a good opportunity here for Sounders, too. Just going back to what you were saying, Andrew, I don't think S2 players had a huge argument with that penalty kick. Yes, Jordan Allen never touches the ball, but it is a foul on the box, and by the players' reaction, you could tell most of them accepted the call. Of course, it's easy. It goes without saying, if it's something that they don't feel is deserved, then absolutely there's frustration.
Ray Sari standing over the ball now as Ekaterina Koroleva moves the wall back. A lot of height at the back post for S2. Chipped over the top. Initial header by Sonny. Tapped down the side by Gallagher, and Gallagher tried to force a throw-in, but he concedes a corner in the process. The first of the night for S2. And Sari now will trot across the field to send this ball in from the right side. Ball in from Sari to David Olsen. And Olsen does well to win a header. Can't direct it past Lalo Fernandez. Quick play up to Hernandez. Hernandez shielded off the ball. Inside for Chankum. Lorenzo Ramos lets that ball run out of play. And it will be a Real Monarchs throw. Chankum didn't feel that he'd touched that ball. Referees thought differently.
Again, I know I've said it a couple times now, but Sari, again, winning the ball back there for S2. If they could just keep it in that area, possess a little bit more before going forward. That's an excellent ball there from Lakwecki.
Hernandez does well to chip his defender. Wins a throw-in the process.
Hernandez has slowly grown into this game as well.
Lakwecki will take the throw. 41st minute. Real Monarchs on top, 1-0 here at Starfire Stadium. Goal coming in the 35th off a penalty by Chandler Hoffman. A ball over the top here for Hernandez. Takes a touch to settle. Inside for Allen, who puts himself inside. Allen, some beautiful footwork. And now contact and another free kick, and Ray Sari, S2 are livid as they felt it was a 50-50 situation.
Take a look at this again. Here's Jordan Allen, just gets into the ball first. And you can see David Olsen never makes contact actually with the ball. It's all Jordan Allen's leg.
And Allen getting to his feet now. The referee just signaled for a trainer to come on.
Well, you can see Allen slip. That's why he went down.
Just in case the turf wasn't slippery enough. Some more rain for us. Tyler Miller trying to get his wall organized here.
Clouds are shaken and stirred with a lot of carbonation.
Meantime, Jordan Allen has gone back down, and the trainer will come on now. You can see there, just he nudged the ball right out of the way of David Olson's attempted clearance, and Olson got the back of his foot.
Jordan Allen, this would be a tough loss for the Monarchs tonight if he has to go out.
And Chandler Hoffman there, getting some hydration. Maybe water, maybe something with a little bit of carbonation in it. Chance to grab a water break here in the 43rd.
He's been very effective on the left-hand side, Jordan Allen, getting inside, causing all kinds of problems. Of course, won the penalty kick for Real.
Jordan Allen will come off the near sideline. Eventually. Hernandez set to send this one in. Goes for goal and misses left of the post. Dangerous intent from Hernandez. Just couldn't get the curve he wanted.
Yeah, just trying to trick Tyler Miller there. Normally you see those put right into the mixer. Just going for near post. Looks like Jordan Allen may not be able to continue as he's going to walk off. Just testing his leg.
Ball headed down convincingly by Gallagher there.
If Allen stays out of this game, that's a tough loss for the Monarchs. He's been so effective the first half.
Ball forward towards Hopiau. Ball won away by Sonny. Lakwecki. And there is now indeed a substitute waiting on the far sideline for the Monarchs. Karinga gives chase as the ball heads the other direction. Throw in for S2 to be taken by Riley Grant. Substitution will be allowed now as Allen is formally removed from the game.
Looks like Daniel Habers is going to go on the left-hand side. It looks like it's Andrew Brody coming in.
1 minute of added time here. They signal as we enter the 45th minute. Nanasinkum goes down and wins the foul.
Well, last season there was 5 substitutes, but this year it's only 3, so Real have used their first one.
Ray Sari over this ball. S2 sending everyone forward. Hopiau, Francisco Narbonne staying back. Ball fanned off Sari's foot. Lalo Fernandez catches it in his chest. And we'll roll it out now for Karinga. Ball over the top will come back to Miller. We're into stoppage time at Starfire Stadium. Real Monarchs have a 1-0 lead off a 35th minute penalty. That's the first action of the game from Brody. Chandler Hoffman now. Hoffman into the air, defended by Narbonne. Hoffman goes in the middle for Lakwecki, who corrals it. Nanasinkum goes to ground and whiffs. Lakwecki down into the alleyway now, looking for a cross. It's on the ground and dealt with by Ray Sari. Shankum shields off Gallagher, wins the throw.
It's nicely cleared. Francisco Narbonne on that one. These two still have time. Maybe get one more chance. Got to do it quickly.
Ball knocked away from Nanasinkum just about at the end of the minute of added time. Rodriguez L. Forward on the ground towards Olson, turned over to Sonny, and the whistle goes for halftime. Through 45 minutes, S2 looked strong, but it is Real Monarchs who have captured the momentum and the lead, 1-0 at the break. Aaron, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it was a great start from S2, and they kind of faded for a little while. Real took the game back over, finally got the penalty, took the lead. S2, though, still had some chances, still in the game and absolutely set for a fantastic second half.
Well, it will be an exciting second 45. We'll have it for you here at the break. Real Monarchs on top, 1-0.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Was the lucky number this week, as 44 goals found the back of the net, with 4 players scoring at least 2 goals in the 4th week of the USL season. Let's take a quick look back at each one.
Flip throw again and fires it into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in!
Ball in for Valesky, the touch, and there's the finish. Falls, the shot is in!
Fleming's cutting it back. Left-footed score! Silva on his left, playing it across. Dequa's header. Top of the box, great turn. Bezecourt with the right. 87th minute, they take it early. Wide open, Abidor.
The Santos is turning off his line, shot from distance, and it's in! Bembo makes a move. Bembo! Bembo! The score! Quick throw in though, and he's found Williams. Whoa, there's 3, it's a hat-trick! Pushing forward from his defensive position. Swings it in. GB got a head on it! NFC Cincinnati! There, Harrison Delbert is a big target. Up to GB. He shoots, and he scores! Here's a great opportunity. Corbin Bone into the box, across to GB, and a hat-trick! Now it's Kenny Walker. GB's calling for it. On to Walker, and GB has his 4th for the night! Banjo on the run, has the angle, bang! Side net. Left-footed strike, he puts it in! The initial shot is saved, and then the follow-up. Bends it in, right side to goal!
Glory, the shot, saved, the putback is in the net.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
A Chandler Hoffman penalty kick, the difference here at the break at Starfire Stadium in Tequila, Washington, as the Real Monarchs on top 1-0 over Seattle Sounders FC2. Hi there, Andrew Harvey alongside Aaron Heinzen for our halftime coverage. And Aaron, you take a look at that first half. What really sticks out to you about why Real Monarchs seem to be so much more capable of moving the ball up the field?
Well, they've had a couple of individuals that have provided a lot of attack for them. Jordan Allen specifically, unfortunately for him, he injured just before halftime, but he was very, very lively. Of course, Jose Hernandez as well, just sitting underneath Hoffman, providing all kinds of distribution. He was the one that set up the pass that created the penalty. Those two, for me, have been the difference maker for Real at the moment.
For S2, some problems early on with distribution, kind of connecting. As the half seemed to wear on, they got better at finding one another. What has to happen in that second half as they try to string passes together and score an equalizer?
Well, I think they just need to be a little more consistent. At the very beginning, they were very lively, connecting those passes, getting into the attack, and then they just kind of had this drop-off, and Real were able to establish a little more control. I think for the second half, they just need to continue what they're doing, but add a little more work effort, bigger work effort probably is the best way to say it. Just continue to do what they're doing. Shannon Hopia has had a couple looks. Chenkum seems to have worked himself back into the game. I think Ray Sari and Francisco Narbonne are doing an incredible job of winning the ball, but they just need to have a little more lively. We haven't talked about Lorenzo Ramos much at all this game, so maybe something more from him. But overall, they're very, very close. They're unlucky to have given up that penalty kick, but it's been a good first half overall. I think just to clean up a few things, and they should have an excellent second half.
The best man on the pitch for you for S2 in that first 90 minutes?
I think for me, for sure, it's Ray Sari at the moment. Breaking up the play, distributing. I think he's been fantastic.
And on the other side of the coin for the Real Monarchs, perhaps a man who's no longer on the field.
Yeah, no question about it. Jordan Allen, lively right from the start, getting behind Nana Sinkum, causing him all kinds of problems all day. Of course, he drew the penalty on that pass from Hernandez, so it's a tough loss for them. But, of course, we'll just see what they have in the second half.
Well, and as we take a look now at our highlights from this first half, it was Monarchs who found the net, but S2 had some chances of their own. Did they not?
Absolutely. We'll take a look here. Here's Sari with the distribution. Just simple ball into the box. Always difficult for players, and that's the one. Lola Fernandez gets it wrong, and Beasler, what a save on the line that was going in. A second opportunity here for S2. Cross comes in, and there's Chenkum. That's how he got his goal in LA, and that's a wonderful save there by Lakawecki. Just getting in front of Chenkum, but excellent work. He has worked his way into the game, and then, of course, here's the penalty kick. You can tell neither player actually gets the ball, but Rodriguez Elf fouls Allen there. It's a great ball in from Hernandez, and Chandler Hoffman, no question, walking right to the penalty spot. Excellent work from him. Tyler Miller goes the other way. 1-0 lead for the Monarchs.
And so as we take a look towards this second half, Monarchs have a lead right now. What can they do to really count on a chance to walk away with 3 points on the road here?
Well, the Monarchs, of course, with that midfielder with Sonny inside, the number 8, they have the experience. They're going to try and slow things down. So both Sonny and Beasler just try and dictate the play, continue to stay physical. The center backs have done a nice job on Chenkum so far. He's starting to work into the game, but I think you'll see a Monarchs team that they know they have the lead. They know they have the ability to continue to get in behind the S2 back line, especially with Hernandez and the effect that he's had. So we'll probably just see them continue to do what they're doing, and hopefully they can just stretch this game out, slow things down, take S2 out of their play with physical defense, and get the result.
We remarked that Lorenzo Ramos was having some difficulty in that first half, kind of getting his way onto the ball. Got a little bit better towards the end. What does he need to do out there to go out there and exert his will?
Well, he's picked up an injury earlier, and he hasn't played in a while, so it takes a little bit of time to get back into the game. I think that's just what he needs. Sometimes you just need to get your legs moving, get running around, get on the ball a couple times. That's all he needs. Get a couple of touches, and then maybe start to take players on and do what he can do.
Eventually, as we get into the later minutes of this match, substitutes potentially a chance to come on effect. Irvin Parra on the bench for S2. Do you imagine we see him, and if so, when?
I think that's he'll be probably the first sub coming on. I'm not exactly sure when Ezra Hendrickson decides he wants to change things up, but I think about halfway through the second half. He's a guy with a lot of experience, can provide offensively for the team. I think there's no doubt in my mind he'll be coming on.
When we talk about experience, Sonny in particular, 28 years old, signed to the first team for RSL. What's he been able to do out there today that's been so effective?
Well, he just keeps things simple, breaks up the play, and he'll probably have some things to say to the players out there. Hey, we don't need to dump guys going forward. We don't need to get a goal. Let's just dictate the play and take our chances when they come. And I'm sure that's what he'll be saying to those guys out there.
Long balls over the top have had mixed success so far today. Felix Chenkum at times looks a man alone on an island. Do you think at all there might be an attempt to drift one of those wingers into the middle to give him a quick connection on that, or is it more of the same?
I think for Chenkum, it's important for him to, when he brings the ball down, that he knows he's going to get hit really quick. He knows he's going to be surrounded. Just can he find a player right away, distribute the ball, get up the field so they can possess a little bit. I think as far as his effort goes inside the box, it's fantastic. He's physical. He's aggressive. He wants to get on the end of crosses like we saw the big chance he had. But that will be the biggest thing for him. When he receives the ball, can he get rid of it as quickly as possible, get the team up the field, and have worked their way with a little more patience?
And finally, spotty weather conditions. Both goalkeepers have spilled some usually savable balls. Do you think there might be something in that in the second half if this rain comes back?
If it comes back, both keepers have played in the rain plenty of times. I think they'll be aware. So obviously everybody coming up to Seattle knows that that's a possibility. I think they'll both be fine. And it's up to the forwards, though, to take those chances. They know those balls skipping on the ground. You never know. Take a risk. Get the drop ball and get a goal.
Well, 1-0 at the break. Real Monarchs on top on a 35th minute penalty. We'll have the second half for you here live at Starfire Stadium in Tequila after this.
For me, coming to Seattle and have a big rival like Portland or even Vancouver in this area is just like something that I'm looking forward sometimes, and for me it's very important to have that kind of passion, that kind of rivalry against the team, because those games are very, very special. Well, it was an elbow on my head, and well, I was a little bleeding there, and I was a little mad against that guy, but I mean, again, it's part of myself to be competitive and to have this rivalry, and sometimes I'm a little crazy in the field, but well, it's a good memory because well, it's part of the game, and that's for me something that increases the temperature of the game and increase sometimes the passion and the courage of the whole team.
Welcome to BC Place. Again, the first matchup between these Cascadia rivals this year, Seattle and Vancouver.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to play for clubs in Europe that were founded in the 1880s. And what rivalry comes with is history. And to bring that history in from 1974 and keep it going all the way through in different incarnations in different leagues is what truly makes this one of the greatest rivalries in soccer in North America.
And off we go, the opening kickoff. Intercepts, find Dempsey. Dempsey will take a drive, looking for Osted! Over his head into the bar! Dempsey read Osted perfectly, let it ride. Out comes Jovan Jones to Chera. Early cross, over the head of Gustav Svensson, and there he is. Freddie Montero takes advantage in the 65th. Forward, looking for Watson, and that's chested down and in the back of the net. Once again, it's Freddie Montero. Svensson from Ladero, back post is Dempsey. Nods it forward. Osted tries to punch at it. Rolled on. That's cleared away off the line. Svensson just pops it up in the air. Nicely done by Svensson. Here's Ladero. Puts it forward. There's the one. Will Bruin gets one back. Back to Jones, right in the box, great ball, Ringo, Dempsey, oh, off the line, Seattle wants a handball, won't get it, final whistle, Vancouver wins. So much at the end, cleared away by Waston. Clint Dempsey's got to say, what do I need to do to get one goal on a Friday night?
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
The rain has returned, and so have we for the second half here at Starfire Stadium. S2 trailing at home against the Real Monarchs 1-0. Chandler Hoffman converted the penalty that Jordan Allen earned. Allen no longer on the pitch, receiving an injury later in that first half. Seconds away from the kickoff. And as we get set for this one, Aaron, taking a look at Andrew Brody, who's stepping onto the field now. Is it ever at all difficult when you get subbed on much earlier? Perhaps he was told that he would make an appearance today, but getting subbed on in the 44th right before halftime can sometimes throw you off, perhaps?
Oh, he's a player with a lot of experience, Andrew Brody. He played last year for the Real Monarchs, and knows it's a little tough getting yourself going, especially you don't expect it in the first half. But now he's got an entire half to play into the game, and he'll be just fine. 2 changes, though, it looks like, coming from Sounders, too. Looks like Shandon Hopiau and Lorenzo Ramos are going to take a seat. And Irvin Parra, we talked about this, Andrew. He's coming on now. Not going to wait at all from Ezra. Going to get him going in the second half. Right off the bat, and he'll bring that experience, that leadership out there on the field that maybe they need a little bit in the attack.
It appears that the other waiting substitute might be Jamie Dimitrov.
Yep, Jamie Dimitrov. He made his 2017 debut in LA last week as a sub, coming in late. Last few minutes, creative midfielder. Played last year, 2 appearances last year in 2016.
So impending substitutes for S2. Will they be able to have an impact as the players knocking some balls down around on the pitch there?
Well, it's an interesting move from Ezra. He thinks these guys coming in with a whole half can make a difference.
Aaron, when you come in and you are a goal down and it's only 1 goal, you know, they always say 45 minutes is such a long time. At what point do you have to start encouraging your team to go, okay, well, we do need to start getting things going more up front as the second half wears on?
Well, I think he'll tell him right away, we need to get going. We need to get back into this game. We pull a goal level. You never know what can happen. But they've played 1 half already. They're ready to go. They've had their little bit of a break. There's no reason to try and work yourself into the game. These guys need to start right away. Put pressure on the Real Monarchs.
As Parra and Dimitrov join the huddle now.
Well, Shandon Hopiau, he had some moments in the first half. I think he'll be just a little bit upset he didn't get that touch right at the that ball from Narbonne that put him through. Lorenzo Ramos, he got his 45. He'll be back. Get ready for the next game. They do have one just right on Tuesday against the tough San Antonio team, so I'm sure he'll be featuring in that one as well. It's always a challenge. You think of Ezra with the first team playing, and then you've got games this close together. You got to balance your players and who's going to play 45 and who's going to play a full 90, and are they going to play on Tuesday? So all these questions come into play.
Early ball from Lakwecki is too long. It'll be a goal kick for Tyler Miller. And you talk sometimes about fixture glut when you have a lot of games in a short span. Well, this is the first of 3 games in a 7-day period for S2. They play San Antonio at home on Tuesday evening, and then they are on the road next Saturday against Colorado Springs.
And everybody knows that is one of the toughest away fixtures you can have. Playing up there in the mountains. Very, very draining.
The Monarchs and Real Salt Lake also enjoy an elevation advantage, and we'll see if that pays any sort of dividends for them as this match wears on. Ball up the right side to Nana Sinkum there. Now to Dimitrov. Dimitrov in the right alley. Tackled away by Gallagher. Steven Sunday. Beasler. Gallagher goes over the top. Turned over, and it's Ray Sari pressing forward. Sorry goes down. Sunday protesting he got the ball, but he still got Sorry. And a free kick early here in the second half for S2.
It's good pressure right away from S2. You can see they're much more urgency in closing people down. Want to get this second half going with a sense of urgency.
Parra giving some last words of advice to Sorry before the kick. Rodrigue L, David Olson, Sam Rogers, Chankum, all lining up in the box. Dimitrov waiting atop for a rebound. Kick on the way from Sorry. Throwing toward the back post. Fernandez goes up, misses the ball. Olsen goes for goal and scores! David Olsen on the volley in the 48th minute, and we're level at 1-1.
S2 and Ezra Hendrickson couldn't have asked for a better response. Great finish from David Olsen. It felt perfectly to him. You see the frustration on the face of Lalo Fernandez. He knows he got this one wrong. Watch him as he comes out here, doesn't get anything on it. Ball falls perfectly to Olsen. He finishes it, showing the classic finish that he can have. Just like he had at Seattle University.
Great composure for the first-year man with S2. For Went playing his senior season to turn pro. And the crowd right back into this match now. A whole new ball game as the ball is moved back to Lalo Fernandez.
Exactly the kind of start Ezra Hendrickson and his coaching staff were looking for. 49th minute's already 1-1. Now they just need to continue the urgency, keep up the pressure that got them that goal.
Beasler tries to go inside to Hernandez. It's turned over. Ball away from Nanasinkum. Enough to win the throw.
Now, of course, Real Monarchs, game changes for them as well. What can they do? Can they answer?
Both teams now have to kind of reassess. I think maybe S2 planned on having to play their way into the game for a little bit longer than that. And now things back on level terms very quickly here. That ball headed by Moberg, brought down by Olsen. Sorry. Parra. A beautiful one-touch pass for Brian Nanasinkum, who tries to roll one through for Chankum. Well defended. Tracking back. That time Max Lakowecki. Bouncing ball struck well over the net for a goal kick.
Excellent touch from Parra. You can just see the deception that he has in his game.
Kyle Karinga steaming down the field now, tries to get it to Brody. That connection still developing in the early minutes of the second half. Ball into touch.
Just going back to that ball that Nanasinkum put in there for Chankum, maybe he could have taken a couple touches. Maybe he felt he was under too much pressure right away, but just a little bit longer waiting for Chankum to get equal level with those center backs. It's a nice idea.
Bit of boot ball going on right now. L settles it with his head. Olsen. Narbonne down the near sideline. Riley Grant can't get to it. Ball to Sunday. Karinga. Back to Fernandez. Gallagher will go back. Dimitrov will apply the pressure. Headed down by Narbonne. Olsen absorbs pressure and a foul. Free kick just past midfield from the challenge through the back by Kyle Karinga there. Karinga played a couple years in the Finnish second division before coming home to join the Real Monarchs this year. Quick ball over the top. Nanasinkum gets to it. Forgive me, that's Irvin Parra. Karinga on the clearance. Hernandez. Sunday. Hoffman. Hernandez tries to chip Narbonne, gets around him. Beasler heads it forward. Rogers settles. Beasler goes over the top. Parra gives chase. Cannot control the ball. It's out for a Real Monarchs throw. Gallagher. Fernandez. Karinga calling for it on the near sideline. Fernandez instead goes for Brody. And Riley Grant. What control on that long ball from Lalo Fernandez.
Excellent control from Riley Grant. He had to get that right, though. He was cheating forward, and Brody was playing it just behind him.
Brody cuts one into the feet of Hoffman, who lets it ride. And it's poked away and volleyed clear. Schenkum spins past pressure. Moberg has to take a huge first touch and concedes the first corner of the second half.
Good coverage there from Moberg.
With Irvin Parra back on the field, he'll take a quick kick to Sari. Sari loops in a low cross. Schenkum wants to fight his way to it. And a moment's consultation between the referees. Another corner on the way.
And that's the first short corner we've seen from S2 tonight. It's good thinking from Parra. Just switch things up a little bit. You can see the Monarchs weren't paying attention. Plays it quickly to Sari. A little pushing and shoving in the box.
Katerina Koroleva will go in to sort everything out. Make sure that everyone's cordial, if not friendly. Parra set to send this kick in from the right side.
We've seen a lot of referees do that so far this season, really trying to crack down on all the pushing and shoving and holding that goes on in there.
Ball on the way, soaring towards the back post. Olsen almost gets to the header. Can't fight off the contact to get to it. It's out for a throw.
Good ball from Sari, just a little too far for Olsen.
Kyle Karinga throws into Brody. Hernandez runs into Narbonne. And Riley Grant will take the throw for S2. Olsen doing battle with Karinga. Hernandez. Brody tackled away by Ray Sari. Sari having a very impressive game here through 55 minutes.
He's just in the right places, knows his job, knows what his role is, constantly breaking things up.
And he will be guilty there of leaving a leg in late on a challenge, and it looks like he's going into the book for it. Now that's Kyle Karinga down now.
Just as I say that, sorry, just a little late there. Catches Karinga. Now he's got to be a little more careful. He's on a yellow card, still early in the second half, too.
Karinga back on his feet now. Moberg will send this kick forward. And ref blows her whistle. Wasn't ready for the restart of play, I believe. I think we'll line up and do it again. So 2 players in the book for S2, none for Real Monarchs. Schenkum, the other man beside Sari. Long ball here, looking for Sonny. Cleared away. Sari. Olsen tries to send one long for Schenkum. That's too long. Lalo Fernandez comes out. Just kind of wanted to put his body between Schenkum and the ball. Moberg. Brody. Past Grant. Past Sari. Into the middle, past Narbonne. Brody to the left side for Haber. Haber wanted to link up with Lakawecki. Good positioning from Nana Sinkum. Haber. A melee now. Irvin Parra pulls away with the ball and is pulled down as Haber runs him down.
Nice work by Parra. Good use of his body. Just shielding it, takes the hit. I feel like every player now for Real Monarchs is on a warning. 1 or 2 more fouls, and they could see some cards as well.
Ball into Chankum.
And that's just one thing Chankum still needs to work on, is just keeping that ball for S2 there. First touch, not great. Loss of possession, and the ball's knocked away. They have to build up again.
Sorry, switches over to Para. Para heads it out in front of himself. Lakawecki defending. Para cuts back to his left, and Lakawecki slides in. Shot from Dimitrov. Did that take a deflection on the way through? It did. Another corner for S2.
Good quick shot from Dimitrov. Trying to make something happen. Another corner opportunity for S2.
Ray Sari to send this ball in from the left. Chankum and Hoffman standing right in front of Fernandez. Ball in from Sari. Curled in, tapped down. Fernandez had it bounce awkwardly in front of him, but does well to corral it.
Interesting effort there from Chankum. Looking for the spectacular. I don't know if he thought somebody handled that or what he was raising his arms for.
Long ball up from Fernandez. Header won by Grant. Steven Sunday. Grant keeps it in play. Karinga, a touch to settle. Brody. Brody tries to slide one through. Hernandez overruns it. Chankum. Sorry. S2 coming the other way. Chankum rolled through and again cut out expertly by Gallagher, who has been crucial to countering the speed of Felix Chankum.
It was nicely read by Gallagher. Good ball from Sari. Just needed a little more on it. Chankum was in. It's a good read from Michael Gallagher. Sammamish local kid here.
Long ball up from Moberg. Hoffman settles underneath it. Played back by Narbonne. Olsen gets a header to it. And it will roll into touch. And it just seems like after that goal, S2 playing with more confidence, Aaron.
And that's what a goal will do for you. See Olsen trying his luck again. Jamie Dimitrov. Players have a bit of belief. They have an opportunity. Get 3 points here, make it 2 in a row.
Header from Hernandez. Cleared out by Gallagher. Beasler settles it. Goes over the top. Hernandez going to get to the end of this one. Rodriguez L defending. Hernandez makes a move inside, gets there to the end line. Cuts one back to the feet of Brody, and he's over the bar. And Andrew Brody missing a wide open chance.
Jose Hernandez taking over that role Allen had in the first half. Excellent work from him, cutting inside. Good ball, and Brody's first touch lets him down, but that was a huge chance for the Monarchs. Jose Hernandez was a little quiet at the first part of the game, but he is absolutely the best player on the field right now for the Monarchs.
And without the speed of Jordan Allen, Monarchs will be forced to look more and more to Hernandez as this match wears on. Get him to a spot where he can tee up Hoffman. Just past the hour mark here at Starfire Stadium. It's 1-1. After a quick equalizer to start the second half. Ball settled there by Sari. Grant. Turned over. Hoffman goes outside to Brody. Brody along the end line. Sends in the low cross. Hoffman slides, and Tyler Miller with a diving stop to his right side.
Good save from Miller. It's one of those moments, Grant could see what he was trying to do, give himself some more space, trying to open up and play a ball through, and sometimes you just have to get the ball out. If you're under pressure, the defense has read what you're trying to do. Nothing wrong with just dumping it down the line.
Well, Tyler Miller with some real heroics. See the cross in there from Brody. Chandler Hoffman trying to channel his best Felix Chankum.
You know, fortunately for Miller, Hoffman didn't get a ton on it.
Gallagher Going long now for Brody. Grant again plucks a long ball out of the air. Grant sends forward toward Schenkum. Moberg wins the initial header. And then is brought down by Dimitrov. And came underneath him. Quick restart. The ball was still moving. Nick Beasler upset with that enforcement. It appears it will be Beasler to take the kick.
Crowd now shouting the ball isn't in the right place.
Ball up to Hernandez.
It's one of those moments where it doesn't really matter too much if the ball isn't exactly in the same spot, but some referees do enforce it.
Steven Sunday. You see now a higher press from S2, seeing if they can unravel what has so far been a very composed Real Monarchs back line.
Composed is the right word for it, Andrew.
Coringa through to Hernandez. Flag is up for offside.
We saw the same situation in the first half. A good quick start from S2. Real just worked their way back into the game, possessed the ball, good hard defense, and try and take their opportunities, and they're getting closer. S2 need to pick up that energy that they had again at the beginning.
Low driven ball will go all the way to Lalo Fernandez. The rain continues to fall here. Moberg trying to go over the top. The two keepers playing pass by proxy right now. Ball to L. Rogers forward to Nanasinkum. Nanasinkum on the move here. Rolls forward to Dimitrov. Flag stays down. Dimitrov gives chase. Gets the ball in the far corner. Sends it across immediately. Up in the air, a header. And Lalo Fernandez, a bit fortunate that that header comes straight to him.
Yeah, easily handled there for Lalo Fernandez. One of those moments where you want to hear some communication maybe from the forward players. 3 guys going up for it. Just on one guy to give a shout.
Yeah, all 3 S2 players came together at the same time. Couldn't even really tell
almost
who that ball
canceled each
came
other
off.
out. Yeah. Nice run though from Dimitrov to get behind Real.
Dimitrov wins a foul there, just shy of midfield. Ray Sari will send that kick forward. David Olson, Felix Chankum, Irvin Parra, all right on the edge of the back line. Sari goes short to Rogers. Switches down for L. Riley Grant, David Olson. Again wants Chankum up the middle. Chankum fights off a tackle, loses his footing and the ball.
Good turn though from Chankum. Almost got the best of Moberg there.
The excellence of both teams' defensive players really kind of showing through in today's match. Great performances so far from Sari and Riley Grant. And on the other side, guys like Gallagher, Moberg. Tough day out there if you're a forward, Aaron.
Yeah, they're physical. They don't let you have much time on the ball, and certainly know their job, know their position.
Grant thrown into Dimitrov. Poked away from him. Coringa gives chase. Great flicked on header from Hernandez. Chandler Hoffman trying to do something with it against L. Spins out of one tackle and another. Great ball control from Chandler Hoffman. Just too many defenders for him to deal with. Now it's David Olson coming the other way. Wanted to send a through ball. Ball slipped away from him. Turned over to Beasler. Hernandez has Brody to his right. He picks him out. Brody down into the alley. Swings it across. Off the foot of L. Beasler charges in there. Hernandez trying to turn it. Hernandez to his left foot. He shoots and scores! As Jose Hernandez bullies his way onto the ball here in the 68th minute and tucks it away, putting Real Monarchs back on top. It's 2-1.
And this is one of those frustrating goals from the point of S2. Andrew, you could just see Hernandez does so well, fights his way through. But this all starts back in Real Monarchs half. David Olsen just on the ball, loses it. Everyone's going forward. Real Monarchs chance to counterattack, and they get something out of it. Nice goal from Hernandez. That's his second of the season. He's been very good this second half for Real. Frustrating there from S2. Couple of chances to clear the ball. They can't do it. Now they find themselves down 2-1 again.
Is there another equalizer in it for S2? That will be the question of these last 22 some odd minutes. As the rain now reaching torrential levels, Irvin Parra chases that ball down in the right alley. Doesn't get much of the ball, but gets a fair amount of Michael Gallagher. And it will be a Real Monarchs free kick.
Another good tackle from Gallagher. Now wins the foul. Now you'll watch Real going to try and slow things down here a little bit. Let the time run. S2 just have to keep their energy. Keep the energy up. Keep their focus.
Lalo Fernandez will send the kick forward. Floating kick upfield from Fernandez. Headed on by Hoffman. Tyler Miller going to let this one. Going to keep it in play, in fact. Looked like he might let that ball run out. Dribbles up. Short pass for L. Rogers. Rogers wants to go up the line, was looking for Nanasinkum. It's turned over. Ray Sari charging back here, seeing if he can get in to make a defensive stop. Does battle with Daniel Haber and wins the ball away. Bounces back to Haber. Now it's Hernandez once more. Hernandez looking to come into the middle. Has it poked away from him. And just Jose Hernandez is all over the field for right now for Real Monarchs, and he's back on the ball. Short pass to Brody. Beasler got a touch to it, has it knocked away from him. And it's out of play for a Real Monarchs throw-in.
Interesting sequence there. Parra loses the ball, does everything he can to win it back. Can't keep it. Even at one point, Real tried to smash it away, and it went off an S2 player. Fortunate bounce for the Monarchs.
Sunday. Shankham wins the ball away. To the right side for Parra. Parra surging forward. Defended by Lakwecki. Tried to cross it inside for Shankham. Just the cross a little too early. Brody flicks that forward.
Parra does well to get that in.
L cuts the ball away from Brody and wins the throw.
Oh, he took that ball right on stride, Irvin Parra. Shankham just played it a little too early. Shankham couldn't get there.
Marbone passes down to L. And that ball too long for David Olsen. Moberg tracks it down. Header from Narbonne. Settled by Sunday. And Parra wins it away. Ray Sari up for Dimitrov. Dimitrov sends one into, looking to go into the alley for Irvin Parra. And again, it's well cut out by that Monarchs back line. And here comes Hernandez once more.
Just that low sense of gravity from Hernandez. So hard to knock off the ball.
Monarchs content to settle things down here. Pardon me, Aaron.
I was just saying, Hernandez very fit. Just keeps legs keep moving and working hard all game.
Ball at the side. Nanasinkum goes up for a header. Wins it down off of Lakwecki. This is Nanasinkum moving centrally now. And again, speculative attempt on a through ball is no good. Fernandez. Hoffman settles underneath it. L comes forward, wins the header. Haber. Hernandez. Touched away by Sari. Sari carries forward now and wanted to roll one into Chankum, and Chankum held up his run for just a second, worried about going offside, and that was the moment.
Just a little miscommunication between the two. Good work from Sari, though, again, to break that up.
Karinga going to try to do the same thing for Chandler Hoffman. Hoffman has the ball in front of him, beats L, goes to his left foot, taps it back. It's Beasler one-on-one, and he cleanly finishes into the back of the net. 3-1 here in the 73rd minute. And it comes off the foot of Nick Beasler.
That's a difficult goal to concede there for S2. It's a nice move by Hoffman. He gets around L, but this is too easy from the midfield. Beasler just runs right through, just past Narbonne, lets him go. There's nothing the center backs can do. Easy finish for Nick Beasler. Tough goal to concede.
Beasler now with huge plays at both ends of the field. And it was he who kept out Sam Rogers' header effort in the first half, and now he scores a big goal to give Real Monarchs a 3-1 advantage here. Just over 15 minutes left to play.
Monarchs have made their final substitution. That's the end of the day for Sunday Steven, and Jesus Leal is going to come on. Man from Mexico.
Long ball from Grant towards Chankum.
Good mental test now for S2. Can they keep pushing? Try to get that second goal. You still have time. There are still chances. Good ball from Narbonne there.
Nonasinkum gives chase toward the end line and does very well to win it. A corner for his side. Putting in some hard work against his man down low. Irvin Parra is actually going to come inside, see if he can get on the end of this one. Ray Sari going out to take the kick.
Both Rodrigo L and Sam Rogers have been quiet on the corner kicks. Maybe they can get on to something here.
Ball dips in, headed down in the way, appeals for handball. Volleyed shot into the middle, but it looks like Ekaterina Koroleva agrees with the Real Monarchs defenders. A free kick on the way.
Looks like we're going to see one more substitution here from S2. That's going to be Chankum's night is done.
And here comes Javorn Stevens. First we've seen of him this season. Been working his way back from an ankle injury, and now Ezra Hendrickson will give him 15 minutes to see if he can come out and have a positive effect on this match for S2.
Yep, man from Antigua. Signed from the Green Bay Hoppers FC in January. Another exciting young player from the Caribbean.
Karinga in no hurry at all to get to this ball to send it in. Gives it to Hoffman. It's back with Karinga. Karinga on the end line, crosses it in. Touched away by L. And now it will be cleared away by Sari. Nonasinkum goes down the line. Irvin Parra gives chase. Michael Gallagher is there, gets the first touch to it, and knocks it into touch. Quick throw to Stevens. Back for Parra. Parra looking to cross. Sends one in and chested down and out by Jesus Leal, his first touch of the match.
It's a good ball by Parra. It's a great ball from Nonasinkum too to release him down the line. Another chance here on the corner.
Ball from the right side from Sari. Will come right back to Sari after a big volley. Sari stumbles a little bit. Drops off for Dimitrov. Dimitrov rolls one through on the ground. Stevens read it, but too late. And as that ball rolls over the line, it's out for a goal kick.
No, a nice idea by Dimitrov. Just a little too far. He's got that ability to see those lanes, make that last second decision. That's why S2 brought him in. Again, though, this is the kind of opportunity for these players is, can you dig your way out of this? It's such an obvious thing to say, but you know, game's 90 minutes long, you've got to play for 90 minutes. Everybody says it. Sometimes the younger players will just switch off for a moment, as we saw in that third goal for the Monarchs. You just have a couple of those in a row and the game can get away from you, but S2 still have time. They still have time to get back into this.
Sounders' first team has proven that a couple of times this season, fighting their way to late goals. Beasler sends that one out left for Haber, and it's over his head and into touch. Now to Sinkham. Rogers. Ball trapped by Leal. Karinga. Karinga up to Brody. Beasler. And out left for Laklecki. That one bounces through once more to Chandler Hoffman. Hoffman and L. And L reaches in with a second tackle and knocks that one out for a throw-in.
L does a nice job to win that there. But just those little errors, you can see that long ball wasn't particularly great ball, just kind of a searching thing over the top, and manages to squeeze its way through to Hoffman. Could have been another opportunity. S2 can just clean those up a little bit.
Thrown to Hernandez. Turned over to Sari. Para drops it off for Sari. An attempted connection up the field, turned over once more. Beasler cuts it back to Haber. Haber really getting into it down in the corner. That ball trickles toward the end line, doesn't cross it. A lot of bodies colliding over there as everyone's trying to get a piece of the action. And now a bit of a shove is going to result in a free kick right on the far touchline.
Ball just seems to be stuck down there.
That should be a throw-in taken by Nana Sinkham. And now Stevens wins a free kick downfield just past midfield. And it looks like we might see our first Real Monarchs booking of the evening. Katerina Koroleva double checking with the assistant referee, and Jesus Leal, the substitute, finds his way in the book.
Yeah, S2 trying to get a quick start, just kicks it away. And now Irvin Parra's got himself a yellow card.
Well, must have said something.
Also asked to take off. He was wearing a necklace, so I had to take that off.
And there is a Monarchs player down behind the play as we're in the 81st minute.
That's Daniel Haber. Talked about him at the beginning of the game. He's had kind of a quiet night, but always works hard. Always can create something at any time.
Absolutely. Certainly not a bad game from him by any stretch. It's just Jose Hernandez came out and became a very, very bright star very quickly for this Real Monarchs side. Fans encouraging Haber toward the sideline. Sari set to take this kick.
Looks like that's going to be the end of the night for Haber.
Low ball from Sari, chested down by Leal. Hernandez is in front of it, works his way past Narbonne, and now past L. Leaves it for Brody. Hernandez back in the inside. Brody hits it straight to his feet. And Narbonne recovers, clears it up the side. But the ease and grace of Jose Hernandez really making themselves evident tonight.
Well, again, we just talk about a little bit about those details. Just watch Hernandez skip by two guys. Narbonne and L got to do just a little bit better defensively to slow him down. He's played just as long as you have. Same amount of time in the game. Gotta keep your legs.
Nanasinkum on the far sideline. Chandler Hoffman dropping back to defend. Dimitrov. Sorry. Narbonne. Aside to Grant. S2 looking for an opening. Sorry will press forward. Tried to loop one through. Javorn Stevens is there, rolls in across, and it's cut out. James Moberg, another big clearance. And a substitution now as Haber's night is done.
And it's going to be Chase Minter coming in. Well, I said at the beginning of the game they'd change to 3 substitutes, but clearly I'm wrong. Substitute number 4 for Real Monarchs.
Hernandez. Leal. I'm seeing him back to Rogers. Stevens trying to get something going here. Ray Sorry, a big first touch. Does well to put it in front of himself, just too much. Tyler Weller. And Sam Rogers cynically hauled down there. And pretty easy decision for the referee.
Well, Minter's been on for all of 30 seconds.
Koroleva gonna make Minter come to her, but really at this point in the game, all that's gonna do is eat up more clock. In that situation might be better just to go over and get on with it.
And that's one of those things, you see a lot of referees will just throw the card up and he knows he knows he's the one that's receiving it.
Ball over to Narbonne.
S2 now completely with both outside backs playing as high as possible. Certainly leaving themselves vulnerable for counterattack.
We're in the 85th minute. Real Monarchs on top, 3-1 over the home Seattle Sounders FC2. Parra gives chase to that ball, keeps it in play, gets it to Nanasinkum. Defended by Minter. Back to Parra and the flag up for offside.
Well, Parra was doing his best to come back onside. Nanasinkum just has to wait a little bit longer. Good run from Irvin Parra. Have to see how much extra time we get here, Andrew, but my wager's 3 minutes right now.
Seems about right for the way the second half has gone. Fernandez maybe contributing to the addition of a few more seconds as he sends this ball downfield. And again, that ball bounces over the top. Hernandez fighting his way onto it inside the area, trying to turn it for a shot. Drops back to Leal. Defended by L, sends one toward net. It's wide and out for a goal kick.
And that just shows the quality of Hernandez right there. 4 guys around him, able to win the ball, keep it, get an opportunity for Real Monarchs. That's just something that S2 hasn't done enough of so far this game. Jose Hernandez, though, really been effective tonight for the Monarchs.
Grant loses that ball into touch. Karinga. Up for Hernandez. Olsen comes in with a tackle, wins the throw. Hernandez gonna walk forward, hold on to the ball, drop it in play. Andrew Brody taps it out. Sorry. Over to Rogers. Try to chip one over the top. Max Lekowicki knocks it away. Nanasinkum has that ball knocked away by Lekowicki as well. Lekowicki, another player on this Real Monarchs back line who's had a very solid defensive contribution.
Now the entire Monarchs back line's had a very good night. Only really been beaten a handful of times.
Ray Sorry moving to his right. Javorn Stevens fell down. Back on his feet now. And Javorn Stevens falls down once more. Cross over the top. Headed away on the far side. And they're saying it went over the end line while it was in the air. But Javorn Stevens slipped twice there as that attack was developing.
Good work from Nonasingham to get the cross off, just couldn't keep it in bounds. Those moments are so tough. You've done everything to get in there. And the cross goes out of bounds. Psychologically, it's just a little bit deflating. Everybody has to drop off again.
Fernandez sends the ball downfield.
Another big header win by Gallagher.
Headed to the near sideline for Riley Grant. Drops back for L. Back to Grant. Olsen. Olsen rolls one up. Javorn Stevens going to give chase, trying to muscle his way around the defender. And Lalo Fernandez charges off his line, slides his way onto that one.
That's a good run from Stevens. You can see him resetting his run a couple times, tries to get in behind. Ball just a little bit too far from him. Michael Gallagher has had a very good night.
Fernandez eats up some more clock, sends that ball downfield. Grant heads it back. Karinga shielding off Olsen. Knocked away from Olsen. Javorn Stevens fighting his way toward this ball. Moberg wins it away, and Jose Hernandez almost able to keep it in play. Irvin Parra. Tackled away from Karinga. Back heel chop to get it to Leal. Leal, risky switch, turned over to Nonasingham. Ray Sari. And Sari might have thought he saw something, but it falls through to Fernandez.
Just a little rush this time from Sari. It was a good idea, but no one was really there. You could just see the difference a little bit in age here, Andrew. Every single time S2 players are getting on the ball, they're being muscled and pushed off of it by that back line. Just showing that extra bit of strength. That's something that comes along with learning, playing against bigger players, more experienced players. Something these young S2 guys can certainly add to their game a bit.
S2 trailing 3-1 as we enter the 90th minute here at Starfire Stadium. Scored a quick equalizer 3 minutes into the second half and then give up 2 goals.
Monarchs coach Mark Briggs will be really pleased with their reaction. Looked a little bit like they were on their heels and then came right back. Get that second goal and then finally get a third, which most likely has put this game out of reach now for S2.
Still waiting to see and hear how much added time we will play, but likely not much. Sounders still pressing meanwhile. Ball vaulted away by Lakwecki. Rogers in the middle for Miller. Three minutes added time. The announcement from the fourth official. Javorn Stevens trying to settle underneath this ball. Misses on the header. Karinga swings and is adjudged to have been fouled. A free kick for the Monarchs.
Yeah, just take a look here. Javorn Stevens. A little bit of a push off there. Easy call. Now Karinga's down with a cramp.
And the crowd displeased.
Certainly members of the ECS giving them their opinion.
Referee is called on the trainers.
And Karinga's going to have to go off. Players motioning for Andrew Brody to come back and play right back.
And the referee, Katerina Koroleva, encouraging the trainer to remove Karinga from the field of play promptly and constantly. Second minute of added time now.
Karinga's still struggling a little bit, so Brody may have to fill in that spot for longer than he wants to. Trainer motioning already to bring him back on.
Kick away from Fernandez. Header from Al. Olsen touches the ball through Hernandez's legs. Parra tries to get the ball out to the right side for Nanasinkum. Ball rolls out of play for an S2 throw-in. Quickly taken. And charging in is Chase Minter, able to knock that ball away and wins the throw-in for his side.
Parra's disappointed with that touch. We just take a look though, when he received that ball, you look across the line and it's just Javorn Stevens up there, David Olsen behind him, but no one else. 6 Real Monarch defenders.
Ball up toward the head of Hoffman. Settled down, and Hernandez comes away with it.
Still going, Hernandez.
Seemingly tireless motor in that man. Karinga sends over the top looking for Brody. Grant taps it down away from him. Ray Sari. Parra. The pass a touch behind Nanasinkum, but he recovers. Back to Parra. Nanasinkum overruns the ball. Jesus Leal touches it away. Beasler sends downfield. We're past the 3 minutes of extra time. Ball out for a throw-in. Now it's just a matter of how much longer Katarina Koroleva will let this one go.
I'd imagine we probably still have 2 more minutes because that was when Karinga went down.
Hernandez wins the ball away from Rodriguez. El one-on-one and draws the foul as well. A free kick here for the Real Monarchs.
Now El brought it on himself a little bit. Probably smart to foul Hernandez there. Could have been in real trouble. Impressive by him to still be able to go, still put him under pressure. Again, just some learning moments there for some of the S2 players.
Well, not many Monarchs players committing forward to this attack. Leal on the run-up, goes for goal. Miller knocks it down and comes away with the save. And he'll blast this ball downfield. Woberg, a touch to settle.
Well, Miller's upset at himself for that. Gave it right back to the Monarchs.
And now back up to Hernandez. Hernandez flips one over, looking for Chase Minter. Minter runs in against Nanasinkum, goes down, and a penalty kick awarded here in the 95th minute. Real Monarchs on top 3-1, and they will have a chance to stretch the lead. See here the contact.
Let's just take a look. Nanasinkum got his hand around his back. Minter feels it and just kind of throws himself down. Just kind of salt in the wounds here for S2. Crafty move by Minter. He knew his hand was on his back, so he throws himself down. It's a chance for Hoffman again, get his second of the game.
Hoffman and Miller square off once more. In the 96th minute, there's the whistle. And Tyler Miller stops it, and it's blasted away with the final whistle. So no insult to injury as Tyler Miller pulls up a big save right at the end. Great extension. Hoffman tried to go to the same spot he did last time, and Miller read it all the way.
Yeah, you said it, Andrew. Tries to go to the same spot. Miller guesses well. It's not hit perfectly. It's really easy height for a diving keeper to get. Doesn't keep it low enough, but nice save by Miller. He is very good at saving penalty kicks. Nonetheless, tough second half, though, for S2. Had a great start, got themselves back into the game. But 2 goals and a couple of mistakes, and this one gets away from them. But hopefully they'll take this back to the drawing room, learn from some of these things, and be ready to play on Tuesday.
Well, last second heroics from Tyler Miller. But let's take a look back at the goals here in the second half that made the difference in this one, starting with a great goal from David Olsen in the 48th minute.
Yeah, here's Sari putting it in. And again, a mistake here from Lalo Fernandez. An excellent finish from David Olsen. Bangs it right through the crowd. Puts S2 level at that point.
Ahead to the 68th minute, where a failed clearance from S2 results in this strike.
And that's a response from Real, and they just can't get near Hernandez in the second half. He has a fabulous game overall. Take a look at the last one. This kind of ended it. It's a nice run by Hoffman. Rodrigo L. loses him. And now the midfield doesn't pick up on a racing forward, and it's a racing forward Monarchs team, and an easy finish for Beasler. And that put the game to bed there.
Well, Hoffman finishes with the penalty goal. Jose Hernandez, probably a well-deserved game winner for him. He seemed to be the best man out on the pitch tonight. And Aaron, as you look at this game, what sort of positives and lessons can you take as you get ready for a short turnaround before facing San Antonio here at Starfire on Tuesday?
Well, certainly Ezra Hendrickson and the coaching staff have to be happy with the second half response. It was energetic. They had a game plan. They created chances. But then at the same time, mistakes at the back, you know, some touches off, maybe a little bit of players using their strength, a little more physical, but that will come with young players, and they understand that. But maybe just cleaning things up a little bit in the back, and you know, they'll go right back at it at another team that's very physical on Tuesday against San Antonio.
Your final here from Starfire: Real Monarchs 3, Seattle Sounders FC 2 1. FC 2 will be back here on Tuesday night against San Antonio, and we will have that match for you here. For all of us here, including Aaron Heinzen and our wonderful crew at Bootstrappers Productions, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.